Hello, this is the weekly overview on Queendom 2. It's the 5th episode, the unit rounds. I am Nicksama, your host. I am filling in for DFP while he continues to recover from COVID. He wanted to mention that last week, he made errors stemming from the rules changes since the first season unit round of Queendom. This primarily only affects his predictions but only in a minor way, but there was also a misunderstanding on the elimination rules, and it states that you have to be ranked at the bottom twice in a row, so it appears as if only the brave girls are at risk for this round. The episode started off with the girls' post-round 2 ranking thoughts and reactions, with Hyolan visiting Luna to share in the joy of them both achieving the top spots, and Luna declaring a new goal to surpass her. Cosmic Girls had sour feelings due to commentary being mixed on their performance and its dark interpretation. Vivizy thought they would rank higher globally. Brave Girls were upset about being last, and stressed about it. Kepler's response was not shown. Moving on to the round 3 explainer, the theme of this round is being split into 2 parts. In the first part, each girl group sent representatives to form vocal and dance units with representatives from other groups, and compete as 3 vocal teams and 3 dance teams. They can get a maximum of 2,500 points per unit. In the second part, dubbed Fantastic Queendom, it's performing the fans' recommendation of song, and they can score up to 15,000 points. The maximum combined benefit of both rounds can completely change the rankings of all groups. Before the actual group workshop, each girl group discussed amongst themselves about who to send for each unit. Vivizy sent Yunha as the vocalist, Sinb and Umji were sent as dancers. Cosmic Girls sent Yeonyung and Subin as their vocalists, and Yunseo and Yoram as dancers. Luna sent In Ha-seul, Kim Lip, Shuyo, and Jinsol as their vocalists, and Eves, Heejin, Olivia, and Koeri were the dancers. Kepler sent Chaehyun and Younggyun as vocalists, and Xiaotaeng, Hikaru, and Daein as dancers. Brave Girls sent Minyoung as the vocalist, and Yoonji as dancer. Hyolan filled both roles. During the group workshop, the vocalist units had some freedom in choosing a song and partner groups, but the dancers had to choose from pre-existing choreography for presumably new songs, and then even compete with each other to select their preferred choreo. The 3 dances were Ka Boom, Tell Me Now, and Purr. As the bottom group, Luna chose Purr first, and was eventually bumped twice and ended up with Brave Girls Yoonji on Tell Me Now. Yoonji deliberately chose the least desirable song to avoid being rejected and disappointed later. In the end, Hyolan joined Cosmic Girls on Ka Boom, and Kepler joined Vivizy on Purr. As for the vocalist units, Luna paired up with Kepler, Vivizy paired up with the Cosmic Girls, and Hyolan paired with Minyoung. The interesting thought that crossed my mind through this was that Hyolan was sort of a balancing force in the unit formations, and the ones that benefited the most were the Brave Girls. Throughout the competition, the Brave Girls have been notoriously awkward and seemingly not brave at all, but of all the character arcs, I want them to overcome their internal struggles the most. At some point, the rest of the girls from the girl groups showed up, and everyone had a party dinner, highlighting the Cosmic Girls and Daeung especially as a social butterfly. It was a fun night barbecue ending in an interim check showcase for the vocalists units. The first vocal group, Universe in Yunha, with Yunha and the Cosmic Girls, performed across the universe. What they performed was quite muted, but they did interesting things at points. It felt undeveloped though, which is odd since there's such a small division of parts, and with a slower song, there was more breathing room to really push it. I gave it a 7.4. The second group, Sun and Moon, with Luna and Kepler, performed Don't Go. This song was more interesting than the previous song, but given that it was faster, it didn't look like they could do much with some lines vocally, and there's so many members that you are also dividing the parts into smaller chunks. They should consider arranging it differently for overlapping complexity. I gave it a 7.5. The last vocal group, 33, with Hyolan and Brave Girls Minyoung, performed To My Youth. It was the best out of the three just from Hyolin's start alone. Minyoung also did pretty good, but I didn't like that she broke the wall in the middle of the performance to say it was her first time after flopping on one note. Cracks or frogs happen all the time, but shrinking away mid-performance is kind of sharing emotions that detract from the one you should want us to feel from the song itself. I gave it an 8.2. It is up to the girls to vote for the winner, and I believe the winner of the interim check decides the order of performance when they do the live version. After that, there are some scenes with the dancers and their respective choreographers. Hertz of Holy Bang shows up for Per. Monica seems to lead and terrorize the Tell Me Now dancers. And I believe La Chica is left over for Kaboom. Overall, this was a fun episode. If I were to make some predictions on the vocalists, I think Sun and Moon may have the most trouble because of the upbeat song and so many members with divided parts, but with Luna and leader Haseul there, they would know best how to deal with that. Universe in Yunha have flexibility to showcase their voices, but they also have to fill out that song with more than just some lower note vocal gymnastics. 33 are already on the right track and the main obstacle is just keeping Minyoung from choking or losing her nerves. This is her chance to equalize the score and save the brave girls, but also not to let down Hyolyn. For the dancers, I was surprised to see Luna so stressed out since they've been pretty pro so far in the dancing, but I suppose the gap between idols and serious dancers have widened a lot. The Tell Me Now group is the one I am most worried about because they already seem stressed, and Monica seems like a hard ass. The Per group is pretty well rounded with the top 3 dancers in Girls Planet 999, and Sinbi is a former Artist of the Month on Studio Chum. Maybe Umji will have to work the hardest to keep up. For the Kaboom team, my only wonder is if Yoram and Yunseo will dance with Hyolyn as the center, or if they will all come out as equal parts of Chain. Reflecting on predictions from the last recap, I think most of the predictions came true, but since the teams were allowed to send multiple people and not just a single representative as we first believed, it wasn't that hard to guess who it would be. But I guess that's pretty much it. If you like this kind of a video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, or you'd prefer not to hear from a Daki Makara body pillow, give it a thumbs down. Finally, if you are not subscribed, consider subscribing, so we can see you again in the next video.